Remember the handshake between Prime Minister Modi, the Chinese President Xi Jinping, and Russian President Putin? That meeting and the messaging from Tianjin in China has reached Washington, D.C. and how? Donald Trump has surrendered before India, and this is at a time when Modi has not even spoken a word against him. Despite the nasty rants by Donald Trump and his coterie, by Nazaro and all the others, Prime Minister Modi has maintained his poise. India has maintained its dignity on the tariff issue, and the Trump administration now does not know what to do because the president is as clueless as he can get. On Truth Social, Donald Trump posted a message. It will come up on your screen. The message says that yes, we admit that our policies have alienated India and India is now with China. Trump is admitting his own failures, viewers, and this man now wants a Nobel Prize. Nobel for what? Without any delay, let's open this up. Ted Yoho is a Republican leader and former member of the Congress. He joins us. Professor Brahma Chalani, RSN Singh, and Dr. Ranganathan stays on. Mr. Yoho, good to have you. Thank you for speaking to Times Now. What do you make of this statement by Donald Trump?
I think it's just a warning that you need to watch who you align with, especially with what's going on in the world today. There's a dichotomy between liberal democracies and authoritarian rule. And, you know, leaders of countries have to watch who they align with. And we value India. India's been a great partner for over the years, but there's also a huge trade deficit. And President Trump is trying to adjust that. You know, the United States has a trade deficit of over $1.2 trillion, and he's trying to balance that with all countries. And, you know, so we'll see where that goes. I know
I'll tell you how it goes. Mr. Yoho, I beg your indulgence. Allow me to tell you how this will go. You are saying that this is a warning to India. Donald Trump says, looks like we've lost India and Russia to deepest, darkest China. If China is really deep and dark, why is Donald Trump doing business with China? Why did he give the Chinese administration a 90-day reprieve from tariff? Why? That is deep hypocrisy, sir.
Well, you know, you got to look at what's going on. You know, over the course of the last 50 years, America has dropped their focus on what we should be focusing on as a country. To allow China to take over manufacturing, to allow China to corner the market on rare earth minerals, to allow China to corner the market on pharmaceuticals, fertilizers, agricultural feed.
No, that's not the answer to my question, Mr. Yo. I'm very simply asking you this. If China is so bad, according to your president, sanction China. Stop all your ties with China. You can't have, a working relation with China and grudge India when it does business with both Russia and China.
Yeah, but when they're the second largest economy, you can't just cut it off overnight. But
then,
it's a wake-up call.
What do you expect India to do? We are the fourth largest economy.
I'm sorry, I could not hear you.
No, we are the fourth largest economy, Mr. Yoho. What do you expect India to do? Why should we sever our ties with Russia and China? To please Trump?
They're not severing ties. I think you need to tread cautiously because you're going to fall in the sphere of influence of either liberal democracies.
Professor Brahma Chalani, what do you make of what Trump has put out a little while ago?
He seems a bit frustrated because he has been mounting pressure on New Delhi to cave in to his demand, to capitulate to his demand. He wants a one-sided trade deal. He has unleashed his attack dogs like Peter Navarro, Scott Bessent, and Kevin Hassett. They have been taking turns to attack India. They've done a great job in turning Indian public opinion against the US, which is counterproductive to America's own interest because the Indian public traditionally has been quite US positive. But in recent days, this attempt to increased pressure on New Delhi is beginning to backfire on Trump. The American press, after the powerful imagery from Tianjin showing Putin, Xi Jinping, and Modi clasping hands, the American media has raised the question as to who lost India. After all, it is Trump who pushed India to seek rapprochement with Beijing. So he's feeling the heat. He knows that his own policy has created this logjam, this mess with India, a partner of the US, a country that the US, including Trump in his first term, cultivated as a counterweight to China. Today, that same country is being penalized in a way that makes China look better, because he's treating India more harshly than China. He has spared China from his secondary sanctions in relation to Russian energy imports. Even though China is the biggest importer of Russian oil and gas, he has singled out India for secondary sanctions. So there is a degree of both frustration and desperation in Trump's social media post.
You're right. Those are the two words, frustration and desperation. I used one of it. You're right. He's also frustrated. Colonel RSN, at 9 p.m., sir, Navita Kumar will be in conversation with two survivors of the Epstein saga. For the first time on national television, we'll have those voices, two brave women who will recount what they went through. And just a few minutes before that broadcast, we have another post by Donald Trump, who's saying that this is a hoax. So after promising to release the Epstein files, Trump is not just going back on his words, he's actually chickening out. Colonel Larson.
The tweet that he has put out, the tweet that he has put out, he has used the word lost. So there is some lament, in his tweet about losing Russia and, India. But I suppose he should, focus on or introspect as to why Russia drifted away. You expand NATO, pose a physical and economic, threat to the existence of Russia. Then, you wrench Europe away from the Russians' oil supply, energy supply framework. You are trying, it's not only Trump, even I'm talking about Biden administration, but nevertheless it is the United States of America. You expect a superpower, an erstwhile superpower, to lick dust. So that is why they have drifted away.
Right.
And then when, for the sake of their survival, they sell oil to India or other countries, you lament that fact. And why should India not drift away? It's not matter of tariff, Pranesh. It's not matter, it's a commercial issue. But, that this was, concomitant with the threat to the sovereignty of India.
Tariff. And Dr. Ranganathan, at 9 p.m., Navita Kumar will be bringing us conversation with two Epstein survivors. And just minutes before that broadcast, we have another post by Donald Trump, in which he is essentially saying that this is a hoax and this is being pushed by the Democrats.
No, I need to say this, that the shamelessness of Donald Trump is entirely in keeping with, I suppose, the shamelessness and ignorance of American politicians. I mean, you just had, I'm sorry to say this, I don't mean to sound patronizing, but this Mr. Ted, I mean, does he believe the rest of the world doesn't get internet or what? He is merrily talking about double standards as if that is the rule, not an exception. I'm aghast. Does he not realize that India was singled out while the EU continues to buy more Russian energy than India? America continues to buy Russian energy. According to Putin, there is US-Russia trade that has increased by 20%. Who is he kidding? So, I mean, the entire nation is built up of hypocrites. What can you do? You can't just single out Trump. And of course, on Epstein, many people have speculated, I think famously Elon Musk had also speculated that Trump also visited that island. I don't know how much of that is true, but he has gone back on one of the biggest promises, that he displayed himself as morally upright when he said that the first thing he would do would be to pass an executive order when he becomes the president to release the Epstein file, and we're still waiting.
And now he's calling this propaganda by the Democrats. What does one say about this man? And this interview that's coming up at 9 p.m. with Navitka Kumar will only rattle the likes of Trump and people who are part of his clique, Navarro and all the others. So expect muck and slander amplified by Trump's ecosystem after this broadcast. Viewers, that's at 9 p.m. I'm leaving it at this. You can't miss the conversation. Navitka Kumar talking to two Epstein survivors. This is a Times Now World exclusive.